To me, the best stories are told in the woods. Whether it's ghost stories around a campfire or a piece of media set in a forest, there's something about those stories that have always stuck with me. Forests feel like they hold stories, not just physically as places you can explore, but also metaphorically. And honestly, I think that applies to real life too, but I'll get to that. Take Over the Garden Wall. Despite the forest in that show being both an actual and metaphorical threat to the characters, it's weirdly inviting. Maybe it's the beauty or the mystery, or maybe it's the desire to get lost for a bit. Either way, I think there's so much more to the woods than just fear. In Hunt for the Wilderpeople, the forest isn't scary, it's an escape. It's a refuge for the characters, a place where they can figure themselves out away from the world. Or in Where the Wild Things Are, where the woods is a metaphor for a kid's feelings of anger, sadness, and things he doesn't understand how to deal with yet. The forest isn't just a setting, it's a part of the story, and sometimes a character in its own right.
Where are we?
In the woods?
I mean, what are we doing out here?
We're walking home.
When I was a kid, one of my favourite films was Studio Ghibli's Princess Mononoke. It takes a twist on the scary woods trope and puts the forest in the place of the victim, and the humans as the antagonist. As a viewer, you're rooting for the forest. This is because the story gives the forest all the traits of a damsel in distress. But this story doesn't end with a heroic good versus evil victory, but a stark reminder of humans' need to fight what they fear. The forest fights back, not out of malice, but out of necessity, and loses. During this time, growing up, I was lucky enough to have access to a small patch of woods. My dad used to work out there moving broken tiles back and forth for hours. I'd be sitting around, bored out of my mind, just waiting to go home. But every once in a while, after the sun had started to set, I'd hear a whistle. That whistle meant my dad had slipped off somewhere hiding, and it was my job to find him. Now I know that might sound like the setup of a horror movie, but for me, it was something else entirely. It's memories like those that make the woods feel personal. Yeah, they can be creepy, sure, but they can also be exciting and mysterious. So in conclusion, I think the woods are great, and everyone should get lost in one for a bit. They're separate from everything in a way that can't be replicated in a city or a sunny beach. They don't just host stories, they hold them, for better or for worse. But remember, if you are in the woods, don't swing on your own.